Hello, hello, long time no see. I just wanted to do a quick video because, yeah, you probably know that I've been trying to get my Atari Mega STe running ship shape. That includes getting the appearance proper. And one of the problems I had was that the only joystick I had were these things, like the good old classic Pro 500, that one is a super professional joystick, which is red and black, which is perfect for the Aric, but does not work very well with the Atari Mega STe. So I was searching for some grey joystick, or white, and there's pretty much nothing, except some kind of uncommon ergonomic thingy with some grey gummy, but generally they look horrible because they're too old. So I found this thing, which I got from Jordan. Not very common location. And I have no idea if it can actually be modified, but it should match the rest of the computer. So I'm going to install the camera and do unboxing, and we'll see how it is inside and if it can be used on the Atari. So let's see. You can see there is an Atari logo. And there it is, an Atari Arcade Duo-powered. So as you can see, this thing is made for iPad. So what I wanted was something which was white, matching the Atari, ideally of decent quality, and this thing looks like it could be used as a proper arcade stick. And I saw some video where some guys said that the buttons were actually okay quality. The only problem being, of course, it does not have the standard Atari connection you expect. That means we have to open it. Definitely spring-loaded. So here you have locks, buttons which are designed to block a tablet, and it's an iPad. So the reason all these things are available and quite cheap is that this stuff only works with one of the very first model of iPad, probably because of the old connector. And even if you have one, in most cases you can't even get the app working anymore. So basically these things are just usable chunks of plastic. And if I'm not mistaken, these small things here are hiding the screws. Okay, so there's nothing visible here. Nothing here either. Will it be under this? It's a possibility. Ah, no, we have a screw here. And we have a screw here, and it's a standard cross type. Only two screws, possibly there are other under the pads. indeed, we have one here. Okay, so yes, now it opens. So just some standard plastic, nothing special. And here we have the thing. So I'm actually surprised. These are actually proper switches. So this is a connector which goes there for the iPad thing, with a small spring as well. We have all the pinouts, 3.3 volt ground, down, ground, right, left, up, which is nice, it's nicely documented. D-Red arcade game controller version 1.02. So, now the question is, how do we get that working with the Atari? So, I do have a bunch of dead mouse. Don't worry, that one is not working actually, but it has a nice, it's kind of dirty, but a grey matching cable. So in theory, yes, here we have a nice connector. So. And there we have cable that we can use to connect all that. Because even if these things are dead, there are still parts you can reuse on other things. So better not lose them. And a possible upgrade is that you can find an optical replacement for the system, but I've seen people not happy because apparently there were multiple revisions of the Atari mouse, and the laser adapter, optical adapter, does not always fit the internal, so people have to twiddle with it. So normally this is a very simple standard. You have a ground, and you have 4 pins for the 4 direction, up, right, down, left, and you have 1 pin for the left button. And there are some other pins which are unused. On a pad like that, both buttons actually do the same thing. So technically, if we stay compatible with what the ST supports, we have to link all the 4 buttons to be the exact same button. But it's possible to use an alternative cabling where you could use 2 buttons, so you would still have to connect 2 together. Or you could do what I've done on the Eric and have 2 cables, and with 2 cables you could use the 4 direction plus many more buttons. The only thing is that that will only work with custom software. But yeah, so let's see. How are the buttons actually working? Okay, so they are soldered directly on the PCB, so this is these 2 ones, 2 ones, 2 ones, 2 ones. So in theory, all we have to do is to make some attachment hole, like here. So dig a bit, pass the cable so it gets cleanly stuck here, like if it was standard, possibly a bit on the side, so we could have the screw working, despite that one not having a screw when we got it. And then use some cables to connect from these small wires to the various locations on the PCB. But for that I need first to write down the pinout to know which of the color where do they actually go. which basically involves either finding documentation or using a continuity tester and trying to see which one to which one. That's about it, really. Okay, so I'm back. So I said that I needed to check the pinout of that, and I actually found this page online on retrospace.net with the entire pinout of the actual internal of the mouse. And it's nicely documented with the colors, and I validated by wiring a small connector between the ground and the various pin, and by using the program called Joymart, which allows you to test visually if things work. So the black wire is a ground, red we don't care, it's a DC, green and blue are left and right, brown is up, orange is down, and yellow and white are the left and right mouse button. So if Atari had been smart, they would have connected the right mouse button as a normal joystick button, but as I said, it does not work. So basically all we need to connect is a black, green, blue, brown, orange and yellow. And just to win a little bit of time, I collected right wires long enough to go from there to the internals, and I already pre-tinned them, so easier to solder. And I also did the hole for the cable, which basically mimics that. So to do this was not very complicated. So let me open it again. What I did is that I marked the position of the thing here. I used a knife to make most of the work. Same thing here. And I use this file to get something reasonably clean, which look like that. And you can pass the Atari connector there. Now all I need to do is to connect these to the various pins here and here. Regarding the buttons, there are two pins, so the question is always which one should you connect. Well, it's actually relatively easy to figure out. If you look closely, some are connected to the tracks, while some are on the big flat area. The one on the big flat area are all connected together, including the ground here. So basically what we need is to connect the black wire here to ground, and then up, left, right, down to what I was saying earlier, which are green, blue, brown and orange. And then the yellow, which is the fire, could be connected to that one, that one, that one, or that one. And technically I could connect them all together. Down is orange. Right is blue. Left is green. Up is brown. Which leaves us with yellow, which is the button. So now we have all our wires, and I guess I could... Yeah, I'm going to do that later. So for right now, I have to remember that the only working button is that one. Then we have, since I just tinned these ones, they should be possible to insert. So first one is black. Up. second one is green, so let's probably split it there. Second one is green. Then we have blue. Then we have brown, followed by orange and yellow. And normally that's it. By doing that, I basically did not damage the mouse cable at all, so it can be reused. Now the question is, can I fit all that without damaging or blocking anything? These connectors are always super annoying to remove. So I can do that, pass it under, so it's not going to get stuck in anything, then put that back. And then we pass that here. And luckily I should be able to close the box. Need to align the holes. So originally there are no screws here, but and that should be enough for testing. Now all I need to do is to check if it actually runs on the real Atari. So time to see if it's working. So here I have this utility I was talking about, Joypad, which can show things like moving the mouse, but can also show down, left, right, diagonal, and the button. Now the question is, what about games? Let's put little access. And let's reboot. And just so you know, I am terrible at this type of game. Easy. So anyway, it's working. So, and it was not too difficult to modify. And I guess it does not look too bad if you want something Atari related. And that's it. Actually, last minute. So, current, reattach everything. And I noticed that there is a protection film. Shiny. Like this. Here as well. So the scratches were actually on the plastic film, not on the actual joypad. So yeah, I'm happy. Bye bye.